Previously on Destiny.
Before you can confront the witness, you must understand it. The witness's first victims were once like you, struggling for survival, bolstered by hope, until their hopes became reality. They called it the Gardener, their deity of life. It ushered them into a golden age. For eons they prospered, but their newfound god never spoke to them. It lavished them with gifts, but not with guidance. And though they lived in paradise, they came to crave a greater purpose. They desired meaning, structure, a winnower, to shape the garden.
Guardian, since we last met, I have been busy. Surely you have heard me discuss the truth of the final shape. Well, whether you have or haven't, allow me to continue on this thread for a moment. How much do you know about the Nine and their potential engine? Nothing. Good. Allow me to explain a little further. Since the season of the Drifter, many would recollect the mysterious beckoning of these enigmatic entities, born of dark matter loops that orbit and sweep along the interstellar pathways of Sol's planets. This is how the consciousness of the Nine were formed. Welcome back, Guardians. My name is Samlab, and today we will discuss the origins of the Witness and the Nine's potential engine. Here is a quick recap of what we know so far.
You never did tell me why you trust the Nine so much.
Oh, I don't. Not even a little. I trust Orin.
Orin?
Long story. The short of it is, I may have had a feeling or two for somebody a long time ago. Somebody that lost themselves along the way. But there's a little piece of her still out there. A sliver. Who still has a feeling or two for the somebody I could be. So I trust her. Because she ain't never steered me wrong. No matter how rotten I was. Because at the end of the day, maybe we gotta put our faith in something other than ourselves, even if we're too stubborn to admit it.
I didn't expect you to put a lot of stock in faith.
And I didn't expect you to lose yours and keep moving. Guess we're all full of surprises, ain't we?
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're being genuine.
Oh, I'm always genuine. People just ain't always paying attention. For real, though? Moondust might have given me a push. Thought it'd help.
Sounds like familiar advice. Is it though? Helping?
No joke? I think so.
Then we have that in common too.
This mention bears significance, because no lore or audio has mentioned anything to do with the Nine since the Prophecy Dungeon and Dares of Eternity. Though Dares is considered canon, I digress. Since Season of the Drifter, which had an integral focus on the Drifter, who is a Dark Age risen, and the Nine, who had appeared to be observing him for quite some time. Why? Because the Nine seek one thing: to seed their own existence and escape their dependence on matter-based life and the light of the Traveler. But they do not wish for the Traveler to be destroyed. How do we know this? Because lore tells us so. Have a listen to this excerpt from the Lore Book of Dust, titled the witch. It says,
Difficult is not impossible, and there is far, far more dark matter in the universe than bright. They will find a way to make new worlds of it. They will end their dependence on life and on the light of guardians, which the falling veil will soon snuff out forever. In passing, Lavinia sees the entire history of the Queen's interactions with the Nine, more than anyone suspected, and more vital. She sees how one of the Nine blinded guardians to Gaul's approach, risking everything, for Gaul would have destroyed the sun and the Nine with it. To learn how to steal the light, she sees how that one was punished.
If we are to take the meaning literally, it suggests the notion that the Nine knew the witness would find the veil, and by that nature stop or pause the traveller who uses the light. This lore entry provides insight on Lavinia Garcia Umtowel, an awoken cryptarch of the lost city. That was until she was exiled for unauthorized attempts to study the Nine. After being forced to leave the city, Lavinia would continue her research, only to be arrested by violating awoken law. She goes on to escape prison multiple times before entering through the Cocytus gates and entering Nine space, becoming dark matter, and meet the Nine, who would tell her all about their origin, all they had done, how they released Skolas and disrupted the city's sensors to Gaul's attack. So what is the large rock trailing behind the drifter's ship? Truthfully, we don't have a clear answer. But have a listen to this audio log from the Season of the Deep salvage mission on Titan.
Drifter, I've been meaning to ask for a long time. What is that thing you're dragging behind the derelict?
Oh, that old thing? It's some kind of paracausal mumbo-jumbo. One of Ikora's sneaky buddies calls it an engine of pure potential. The little curvy part's a portal. Goes to a space where imagination is reality. It's what makes that machine I have work. How I make those counterfeit taken.
Counterfeit?
Well, yeah. I ain't some kind of spooky taken maker. I just happen to have a big magic rock that makes dreams come true, sister.
You don't have any idea, do you?
Nope.
An engine of pure potential. There are numerous restricted entries in the lore book Stolen Intelligence. One decrypted by Agent AUN-326, titled Potential States. Have a listen.
This is proven false. Spectral analysis from multiple ghosts participating undercover in Prime and Reckoning confirms that the impossible world at the heart of the Hall is located in unknown space. Further, these primevals differ in their literal elemental composition: low SNC, high ambient ACDM. 1315 has harnessed his banks to what appears to be an engine of pure potential. He no longer needs to pilfer the ascended plane of primevals, the oldest taken in residence. He can create primeval-likes from the energy of the Hall and sheer force of will. As to the apparent presence of 2015, it is a falsehood. My handlers in the Praxic Order summarize simply: the shape of Oryx was the scariest hive he could think of. He's tenacious, but he has a small mind.
So, the Hall is in a sense of itself an Ahamkara, or a wishing rock, able to harness energies and make the impossible possible. There is a link here, a point of connection between what the Nine is trying to achieve and what the Rift before the Traveler is capable of doing. Have a listen to this armament lore entry titled Akashic Revelation. It says, "Rosy light bathes the cockpit of Hawk moving at cruising speed high above the earth. Up ahead the Traveler hangs motionless against the blackness of space, a triangular gateway of iridescent light bleeding from its shell. It was one thing volunteering for this mission, but sitting now on the precipice of the unknown, the Titan Joxer holds doubt close to his chest. This isn't any different from the Ahamkara hunts, his ghost reassures. Reckless, hasty, and dangerous. Joxer glances over at his ghost and smiles, already feeling better. 2 Cabal escorts on either side of Joxer's Hawk stall their engines, letting the Hawk proceed forward toward the Traveler. They say something over the comms in Uluranth. The translation roughly means, "Beyond the known is the terror of the universe." His ghost offers Joxer, not sure if it's a warning, a curse, or a pep talk. Knowing the Cabal, it's all three. Easing the flight stick forward, Joxer moves the Hawk ahead at a steady pace. His ghost's eyes widen as the rosy light from the portal brightens, and the kaleidoscopic surface is all that can be seen in any direction. Joxer's grip on the controls tightens, and he feels a bone-deep sense of vertigo. Echoes of piano notes twinkling in his periphery. He can feel hands on his chest, beneath his armor. Breath against his cheek, inside his helmet.
Eric, come back to bed.
A ghost whispers inside his mind. He sees a city, a home, family and children. He can't sleep. They aren't alone in the universe. The Ares project is going to... His ghost is screaming.
Guardian, what is happening to me?
Shell coming apart at the seams. Joxer pulls himself back to reality and jerks the controls as the nose of the Hawk touches the portal. He hears laughter, screams, feels lips on his cheek, hands on his shoulders, and the ship begins to pass through. His ghost scream stretches from the moment of the Big Bang to the heat death of the universe. Joxer hears a scream he will make as his ship begins and ends.
Come back to bed.
He catches up to the scream. If we're reading this correctly, it suggests that the Nine are attempting to do what the Witness's people tried to eons ago, when they brought the veil back to the Traveler. This would allow them to reshape reality. But before this final act could happen, the Traveler fled their world. And if this is the truth, then have the Nine known about the Witness and its people all along? And is there reason for wanting to escape the universe? Because the Witness is about to bring the final shape, an end to this Destiny universe as we know it. The stakes are getting higher and higher, but there are several questions that still tumble through my mind. Is there truly a gardener or a winnower? And is the Book of Unveiling equally full of lies? Is it possible that the final shape is no more than a chaos brought under control. As a blacksmith does when tempering raw metals, each mineral must be taken out of a chaotic existence and brought under control of hammer and heat until refined, after which the piece of iron or steel is tamed, brought under control with one simple logic, and finally emerges perfected, giving birth to a new form or a final shape. So where has the witness gone? They know this. The Nine, if anything, seem to understand what the witness plan is, enough to give us an answer to the question of what is the nature of the dark. A question still an answer since the prophecy dungeon until this day. I believe the answer to be conscious thought. Surprised? I didn't think so, Guardian. Think. No idea can be manifested until given shape or a form. But it isn't enough to just imagine it. It must be willed and brought into existence. It is now suggested that the darkness itself in Destiny is only a mere tool, a paracausal form, one half of an entire process. But the danger with this idea is the assumption that nature can be tamed. Can a tsunami be stopped by a wall? Can an intense ray of burning star, such as the sun, be pushed back? A question for another day, perhaps. So I will say this. The light lives in all things, in all places. You can block it, even try to trap it, but the light will find a way. Do not give in to the lies of this world or the enemies who seek your demise. For Guardian, there is still purpose for you yet. Continue to trust in the true light of hope, and remember that no matter what you face today, you can do all things. Stay safe, and Godspeed.